You install a routine Windows update before bed. The next morning, your desktop won't load right. Icons are missing, a driver's gone haywire, maybe the whole thing won't boot past the lock screen. Do you wipe the machine and start over? Do you call someone? Actually, there's a much simpler fix, and it's been sitting inside Windows 11 the whole time. It's called System Restore, and it works less like a repair tool and more like a save point in a video game. Today, we're breaking down exactly what it is, how to switch it on, how to actually use it, and where its limits are. So the next time an update goes sideways, you already know what to do. Here's the plain English definition. System Restore is a Windows 11 feature that rolls your system files, installed drivers, and settings back to an earlier point in time, a point when everything was working. Think of it exactly like a save point in a video game. Think of it as a hop restart between Mac colorings or responding differences. You just load the last checkpoint before things went wrong. Here's the part that matters though. It only rewinds the system's own state. Your documents, your photos, your downloaded files, none of that gets touched. Restore points capture things like the registry, driver files, and installed program records, but they deliberately leave your personal folders completely alone. That's exactly why it's the first thing worth trying after a bad driver update, a flaky new install, or a Windows update that leaves your system unstable. You get the fresh, working state back without losing a single photo. But here's the catch. You can't rewind to a save point that was never recorded. Before Windows can create any restore point, a feature called System Protection has to be switched on for your system drive, which is usually the C drive. System Protection is the recorder running quietly in the background. If it's off, Windows never takes the snapshots in the first place, and there's nothing to restore to later. So before we create a single restore point, we need to check one setting and turn it on if it isn't already. It also asks you one more question. How much disk space are you willing to set aside for these snapshots? Older restore points get deleted automatically to make room for new ones once that space fills up. Let's go find that switch. Turning on system protection takes 6 quick steps. First, press Windows plus S to open search and type restore point. Second, select Create a Restore Point from the results. That opens the System Properties window. Third, click the System Protection tab and look at your drive. It will say protection is either on or off. Fourth, click the Configure button next to it. Fifth, inside that Configure screen, select Turn on System Protection under Restore Settings. And sixth, drag the disk space slider to however much storage you're comfortable dedicating. Then click Apply and OK. That's it. The recorder is now running. Windows can start capturing snapshots of your system state whenever something significant changes, and whenever you ask it to. Now for the part you'll actually use most. Creating a restore point on demand, right before you do something risky, installing a new driver, a beta app, or a big update. This is also 6 steps, and honestly, the easiest part of the whole process. Press the Windows key and type System Restore. Select Create a Restore Point from the results. In the System Protection tab, click the Create button. Now type a short, descriptive name, something like Before Graphics Driver Update, because 6 months from now, New Restore Point tells you nothing, but a real label tells you exactly what moment you're looking at. Click Create and wait a few seconds for Windows to finish. Click Close once you see the confirmation message. That's your checkpoint saved. If anything breaks in the next 10 minutes or the next 10 days, you can come right back to this exact moment. One more thing you need to know before we see this in action. Actually running a restore isn't instant. When you pick a restore point and click Next, then Finish, Windows warns you it needs to restart because it has to roll back system files while nothing else is using them. Give it a few minutes. Your PC will reboot on its own, and when it comes back, you'll see a message confirming whether the restore succeeded. And here's a detail that surprises people. A restore is itself reversible. If rolling back actually made things worse, you can undo the restore and land right back where you started. Now, remember that broken update from the very beginning of this video, the one where Windows won't even boot to the desktop. You don't need a working desktop to reach System Restore. Get to the sign-in screen, hold Shift and click Restart, or boot into Advanced Startup, and you'll find System Restore waiting inside Troubleshoot, then Advanced Options, accessible from outside Windows entirely. That's the safety net working exactly when you need it most. Let's walk through why this actually matters with a real scenario. Say you update your graphics driver to get better performance in a game. You'd created a restore point first, smart move. But the new driver is unstable, your screen flickers, and one app keeps crashing. Instead of panicking, you open System Restore and pick that checkpoint you labeled before graphics driver update. Windows rolls the driver, the registry entries, and the related settings back to exactly how they were before the update ever touched your machine. Your screen stabilizes. Your files, they were never even part of the operation, so every document and photo is exactly where you left it. This is the entire value of the feature in one sentence. A bad change to your system state is now something you can simply undo, instead of something you have to live with or reinstall Windows over. Now, it's worth knowing where System Restore fits next to Windows's other recovery tools, because people mix these up constantly. File history backs up your personal documents and photos, the exact opposite of what System Restore protects. Reset This PC is the nuclear option. It reinstalls Windows and can wipe everything, personal files included, if you choose that path. System Restore sits in between, a light, fast, targeted rewind of just the system's configuration. It's also not a cure-all. It won't undo a ransomware infection that's already spread, because malware can hide inside those very snapshots. It can't help if system protection was switched off when the problem occurred, since there's simply no earlier point saved. And restore points do age out. Once your allotted disk space fills up, Windows quietly deletes the oldest ones to make room. Handy fact, Windows also creates some restore points automatically before major updates, but manually creating your own, right before you take a risk, is still the safest habit. So here's the whole idea, tied together. System protection is the recorder. Switch it on once for your system drive. A restore point is the save point it records. Create one by hand right before anything risky. A driver, an update, a new piece of software. And System Restore is the rewind button, the thing that brings your system back the moment that risk doesn't pay off. 3 steps, maybe 2 minutes of your time, and in exchange you get a genuine safety net under every change you make to Windows 11. The next time you're about to click Install on something you're not fully sure about, you'll know exactly what to do first.